This
area is called
conference will
automatic
now be
accounting.
recorded.
So whenever we are performing the inventory transactions, okay, so the system, so means the user no need to enter the GL account manually. The system has to pick automatically the GL accounts. Okay, so what are the factors are influencing to finally determine the GL account? Tell me anybody. So what are the factors are influencing to determine the GL account finally? What you observed? Because you attended yesterday and day before yesterday session, right? Lakshmi, Rajesh Babu, Yamuna, and Yashasvi. Anybody in the session? What are the factors are influencing to get the finally GL account?
Chart of account.
Okay, good. Next.
Uh, this valuation class. I
Yes,
actually
yes.
missed.
Okay, violation
Valuation
class,
class.
chart of account. Next, account category reference.
Yeah, account category reference.
Okay, and valuation area, transaction key. These are all the parameters to determine GL account automatically. Okay, no problem. So why I'm asking the questions in this MMF integration? Again, I'll ask whenever actually. Okay, so here like after 1 week also may ask here after 10 days also, because this is actually one of the important procedure. Means every interview they will evaluate you in MMF integration. So now just I'm asking only what are the parameters, but in the interviews they'll ask you if I run P2P, so what are the transaction keys hitting? I shown you how to determine the this your transaction keys. Okay, what is debit and credit entries? Okay, and what are the important transaction keys also? In fact, highlight so explain to you. But I once again you go through this MMFI the last two videos. That is most important scenarios. Okay. Okay. So today we are planning for three small topics that already I written the notepad. So inbound delivery, ERS in automatic PO. We have not completed these topics, right? So Lakshmi and Rajesh, Yamuna and Yashasvi, let me know you have not completed these topics, right? Inbound delivery,
No,
ERS
no,
in
we
automatic
have
PO.
not completed.
We didn't.
Okay. So today, first topic, let us go with inbound delivery. Okay, these three small topics will go. And today, once again, you just to go through MMFI. So that's what I'm taking the small topics today. Inbound delivery. Okay. So generally, we have two types of deliveries will be there. One is inbound delivery. The second one is outbound delivery. Inbound delivery means if the material is coming towards your stores or warehouses, the material direction is towards your stores or warehouse. It's called inbound delivery. So outbound means the material is we are removing from the stores or warehouses. Means where we are issuing this material, we are issuing to some customers. The material is going out from your stores or warehouse. It's called outbound. Outbound means outward direction. Inbound means inward direction. So generally, outbound delivery will be made will access by the purely sales people here. Why the sales people will access the outbound delivery? Because every time who is going to issue the goods to the customer? So if customer is requesting, so definitely the sales process they need to issue for the stores or warehouses. They need to issue to the customers. So outbound delivery will be maintained by the purely SD people. That we have MMSD integration is there. So in MMSD integration, definitely we'll discuss here. Okay, what is outbound delivery and all. But actually, inbound delivery is purely the MM people in VL31 and transition period. Now, please try to understand inbound delivery. See, in general, so what are the parameters? What are the elements you are going to enter in a purchase order? So we will mention the vendor, material, means what are the materials you required. Okay, so for which plant you are procuring the material, which store location people is required. Okay, so which purchasing organization, who is the buyer group, the company code, all the relevant org data, master data, we need to enter in the purchase order. So the same way we will mention the delivery date also. Today, what is the date here? Today, I'm not wrong, 14th October. Okay, so 14th October, you require the material on 24th October. Example, I'm saying 24th October, you require the material. User is required. In fact, user is required the material on 24th October, and will create a PO So based on your delivery date, the vendor will dispatch on or before 24th or after the 24th. On 24th, we don't know. But sometimes you require exact confirmation from the vendor. So if you are creating normal PO, no problem. It will go to the PO, will go to the vendor company. Whenever vendor is dispatched, okay, so we'll receive the stock and we need to, means your inventory people will going to perform your goods receipt. Goods receipt will be done by the inventory people, and they'll record the goods receipt here. But inbound error is the concept here. So generally in vendor master also, I think when we are going to discuss about the vendor master, we have one checkbox we discussed with you, confirmation control key. Confirmation control key is there, inbound error. That time actually we discussed, maybe, okay, you remember or not, I don't know. In vendor master, we have confirmation control key as inbound error is there. So in vendor master, if you selected, every time it is going to select the PO, but mostly for the best practice, at the time of PO, the confirmation control key, if you selected as inbound error, so then it will go to the vendor. What the vendor people will do, they will give us the advanced shipping details to you. Okay, so now you're requesting today, you're not creating a normal PO, you're creating PO, you will enter all the details, and at the same time you are selecting as a confirmation control key as an inbound error. So why you selected this here? So immediately the vendor will come to know, okay, this time the company people require the confirmation from my side. Okay, what the vendor will do? The vendor will give us the advanced shipping notification. It is called ASN notification, advanced shipping notification here. So in this advanced shipping notification, the vendor will give us all the details. So when he is going to dispatch the stock, through which transport, and how much quantity is possible, and when he actually is shipping, when he is loading, when he is transporting, all the details will be given. Forecast details will be given by the vendor company. So we will receive. So once you will receive, we need to prepare inbound in the system. Then it is possible you can perform the goods receipt. Now finally ask me why this information is required. Because if without this confirmation here, if you take the confirmation, you can inform to your production people. Sometimes your production people will give you like one deadline date when I am going to, when I get this material. So that time you don't have any answer, right? So you are requesting to the vendor the confirmation control here. So the vendor will also will give us the details so that I can inform to your production people. So I am going to receive this material on this particular date. So the production people, so they will prepare their production activities. This is how to inbound delivery. Now I'll show you practically. Is it clear for you, inbound delivery? Okay, correct. So now let me go to 11 period. Click on 11. Okay. For time being, so I'll create a PO, ME21 branch. Okay, before that, please try to understand. Vendor master also I will show you. Previously I showed you, but once again I will show you. The vendor master, suppose I have 1000 vendor. So 1000 purchase recognition. Okay. We are purchasing that of the vendor master. So previously we discussed, if I mention the terms of payment, all the terms of payment will be updated automatically in the PO. The same way, if I selected confirmation control key as the inbound in the vendor master, every time, so for this vendor, whenever the user is creating, automatically the confirmation control key will be activated automatically in the PO. Means with this vendor, every time you require the confirmation control key, here itself you can maintain here. IWM is immediately maintain. But it's not a best practice, right? But where I need to maintain. So here simply for when you require the confirmation control key is IWMS. Okay. So when you require confirmation from the vendor company, just you go to, so in vendor master, if you maintain the confirmation control, every time it will ask the confirmation here. But it's not a best practice. You go to PO and I will mention some vendor here, 1000 vendor. Okay. So I mentioned the purchasing organization, purchase group. I mentioned the company code. So which material we have 100 material is there, right? So instead of creating new material, we have this material is there. Enter the plant, which plant here, and which store location. Enter all these details here. So purchasing organization, okay. So I entered only 100. So this is the purchase order. Right. So enter all these details. If I mention all these details, okay. So you go to an item details confirmation tab. So when exactly required? Okay, today is okay. So 14th October, you are requesting the vendor to 24th October. But still, I required order acknowledgement here. Okay, confirmation is required. Okay, so simply you need to select as a inbound delivery. You need to select as a inbound delivery, IWMS. Here, so previously we never selected this confirmation control key as inbound delivery. Simply, if you click on save, so this PO will go to the vendor. So once the PO will go to the vendor, what is my PO number? 4500017235. So I created a PO and it will go to the vendor. Okay. So here whenever the vendor, so will observe, the vendor company will observe, okay, this time the company selected a confirmation control key. So I need to give the shipping details here. So before the shipping details, generally, so what happened here? So we are performing every day all the activities we are doing, but in real time, once the PO is created, whenever the physically we received, then only your inventory people will enter the goods system. In system wise also, if I show, if I'll try to do the goods system, example I am showing here. So goods is purchase order, enter the purchase order number, and if you click on execute here, immediately the system will show this purchase order is no items here. This is error here. Means we cannot go forward. But actually in real time it will not happen here. So what will happen in the real time? So assume that here the vendor is dispatched against your PO, the vendor has given the shipping details here. So those details we need to receive in VL31 and transaction code here. So here once you receive the details from the vendor, I will receive maybe printout, whatever the medium, they will forward in the mail or printout or fax. So here we need to prepare inbound delivery. What is the transaction code? VL31 and transaction code. You need to prepare inbound delivery. Enter your vendor, which vendor is given, just you need to enter the particular vendor code and purchase order number. Okay. So here actually what is the date you requested here to the vendor? 24th. But here the vendor will inform 24th is not possible. Okay, I will give you on 25th October or 26th October or November 2nd. So whatever the date, they will give us all the details. So here same like how you maintain the RFQ. So vendor details the same way inbound also you need to maintain on which date. But in fact actually today itself I want to test, right? So I am mentioning the today date, but in real time when they are going to dispatch you need to enter. And if they will mention the time, you can mention the time also. Transportation details also you can mention it. And simply click on continue. Okay. So here in real time here suppose now 100 quantity they are going to dispatch, then you can enter 100 quantity. Sometimes some vendor what he will say, I'm not able to dispatch 100 quantity, I'll dispatch only 75 pieces here. Okay, enter the 75 pieces here. So here when they are shipping, when they are loading, unloading, stock placement, all the details will be given by the vendor company. So simply you need to click on save here. So when you click on save, the automatically, okay, your inbound delivery number will be created here. So all the details is captured as per the vendor instructions, and you can inform to your production people. Okay, now the shipping details, advanced shipping details we entered, and the system also generated the inbound delivery number here, 18 all zeros 106 here. Okay, so now please go and observe the 22N or 23N. If I go to my latest PO, so previously only you selected the confirmation control key, but against inbound delivery you maintained here. Then immediately you can see inbound delivery number is updated. How much you are requesting to the vendor? 100 pieces. But vendor is ready with 75 pieces. So when you requested 24th year, but vendor is committed. So whatever the date, today itself I want to test. So this is the way inbound delivery number will be updated in the PO automatically. Okay, is it clear for you? So once you will receive the details from the vendor company, we prepare the inbound delivery. The details automatically will be updated in the PO. Now, whenever vendor is dispatched, we need to receive the goods signal. So on this particular date, whenever vendor is dispatched, only this is the confirmation from the vendor company, and at the same time, so your confirmation details you need to inform to your production people. So this is what inbound delivery is. It's small topic here. So now, previously numeric times we observed how to perform the goods receipt with respect to PO, but both you can perform with respect to PO also you can receive the goods, or with respect to inbound delivery, both are same here. So now previously observed with respect to PO, right? And I'll show you goods can be received both ways are same. Goods receipt against the inbound delivery also. Now you can see go and select the inbound delivery. Enter your inbound delivery number. Enter your inbound delivery number. So, copy it properly. Now go to VL 33N, 32N, 33N. So 18 all zeros. So then enter your inbound delivery number. So once you enter, so now cancel. Come to here. Once you enter the inbound delivery, please observe as per the vendor's dispatch 25 pieces. Observe the material. Okay. And also observe the quantity. How much quantity? Item. Okay. The weight tab, which plant and which store location, purchase data, partner standard. So all these details you know. So well versed with the goods receipt concept here. Click on check and you can post here. The remaining invoice process will be remain same. So this is about inbound delivery process. Okay. The next one more small topic here today we will discuss as per the agenda. So let us discuss about next topic is what? Evaluated receipt settlement, ERS. So evaluated receipt settlement. So this is a topic called ERS. Okay. So what is the transition code here? MRRL. MRRL. So generally here in evaluated receipt settlement. So this is also one of the important topic here, a small topic here. But actually in evaluated receipt settlement, what will happen? Okay. So in general, whenever we are creating PO to the vendor will dispatch the stock. Aligned with the stocks, the vendors are going to give us the invoice copy, billing copy. So we'll receive the invoice from the vendor company. Again, we need to prepare invoice in our system, that is MIRO. So previously we observed consignment procurement, subcontracting procurement, pipeline, all the procurement processes we observed here. For all the procurement process, we need to go to MIRO to prepare the invoice. But for consignment and pipeline, we'll create an invoice in MRKO. Okay, that is already you know. So once you receive the material, the vendors will align with the stocks or after the stock also, definitely they will give us the invoice copy. Again, we need to prepare invoice in our system. But in this evaluated receipt settlement, in this concept, so vendor company no need to give us any invoice to us. Only whenever we are creating the order to the vendor has to dispatch the stock. I don't require any invoice from the vendor company. Instead of vendor company, my SAP system is going to prepare the invoice and the same thing I'll give to the vendor. So that the vendor paperwork will be reduced here. Vendor paperwork will be reduced. Just you give the order to the vendor will dispatch. Okay. Instead of vendor company, my SAP system is going to generate the invoice. This invoice copy I need to give to the vendor. As per this invoice, I need to pay to the vendor. So that actually where I need to activate this ERS here. Okay. So please go and observe. Okay, in vendor master. So where I need to activate a ERS here. So go to change. So which vendor, so for this actually vendor should agree. So here mostly if the vendor is not agreed, so we cannot perform this activity. If vendor accepted, the vendor company is accepted. Okay, only I will dispatch the stock. Okay, invoice is only however the company is going to prepare. If the vendor is accepted, then we can go to invoice, go to XK02. In XK02, so directly purchasing data. So this ERS concept. So please observe, ERS is actually auto evaluated. This is actually if you click on F1, it will take to ERS only. So this is for delivery, this is for return, and this is acknowledgement. Okay. So this actually for delivery, for return and acknowledgement. So this is the ERS here. So simply click on select here. Now this time I selected means my vendor is accepted for ERS. Now this time if I'll run the PO, how system is behaving. So previously I need to receive from the vendor company invoice. I need to prepare the invoice in MIRO. But in this time actually instead of vendor company, my system need to generate the invoice. Okay. So now simply go to ME21 transaction code. So enter the vendor code here, 1000 vendor. Enter the purchasing organization, purchase group, the company code. Enter your material code. Independent. quantity. Okay. So previously it never asked like right, in case of evaluated receipt settlement ERS. Okay, please enter the tax code. Okay. And also please observe for this vendor master we activate the ERS, right? So automatically ERS tab is generated here. ERS tab is generated, and also it is asking the tax code. Please go and enter the tax code here. So some 10% of tax or 5% of tax you need to enter the tax code here. The tax code will be prepared by the finance people. So 10% of tax I mentioned here. So click on message during check and click on save. Now please go and observe the PO because the last PO you selected confirmation control key, right? Now this time also by default is the confirmation control key is active. No, it is not active. No. So copy the PO number 45001723 here. So whenever vendor is dispatched, we need to perform the goods receipt here. Go to Migo. So I need to receive the goods receipt here. Go to goods receipt here. Purchase order. Enter the purchase order number here. So material, quantity, in data we can observe the plant or location, purchase data, partner, all this. Okay. So you need to click on check and you need to post here. This is as usual. Previously, how you posted the goods receipt the same way here. Now you need to understand. Okay. Now this time actually vendor is not dispatched. Vendor has not given any invoice copy. How my system is going to create the invoice also we need to observe because it is ERS here. So if you want to prepare the invoice, so first of all you need to copy your material document number or PO number, anyone with reference to PO also you can create with reference to ERS. Simply copy the PO number 51001161. So copy the PO number. Go to okay. So what is the transition code? You need to go to MRRL here. MRRL here. So ERS is actually MRRL transition code here. To prepare the ERS, where you need to go? MRRL transition code. You need to go. Go to MRRL. Here you need to enter the goods receipt document number. You need to enter the goods receipt document number, which company code 1000. So if vendor is accepted only, we can perform here. Okay. So enter the goods receipt number. So if suppose multiple material documents also you can perform here. So enter the vendor. First we'll do in test run here. Document selection for order item with reference to PO also. Document selection for order item means with the goods receipt document number. And first we'll see in test run whether it is possible or not. Okay. So simply go to test run. If I click on execute here, now please observe. Okay, so it is possible with reference to this PO. So GR based invoice verification is not active. So for this actually you must select the GR based invoice verification. Okay. So no, please go and back here. In vendor master, somebody has removed the GR based invoice verification. Okay, so go to XK02. Who has removed this here? GR based invoice verification. Which vendor we are using? 1000 vendor, right? We are using 1000 vendor. So why it is saying this? Okay, okay. We are using 1000 vendor. Okay. Now go to MRRL. So okay, so go to ME22N. The change mode of the PO. What is in 1000 vendor master is there. Finally, it will come. Okay, okay. Maybe somebody changed in for record. ME12. Which material? This is missing. Okay, somebody changed in the here. Okay, that's what GR based investment. So GR based investment must be there for ERS. Okay. When I go to MRRL, but if I come to the PO already created, right? The PO because already it is done here. No, if it is not happened, one more time we need to run. Okay, please try to understand. MRRL is not working, so this time we need to run one more time here. So first I will remove the test run here, and if we click on execute here, so now because of this, okay, we are not able to create here. So we remove the test run also here. So if I'm trying to run here, it is not happening because GIS verification is missing. That's the system. Now what I will do, one more time I need to create a PO and one more time go to SAP. Nothing here. Okay. So now go to ME21 and transition code. So enter the vendor code here. Purchase organization, purchase group, and enter the vendor code. I will go. Only some 50 quantity only this time. Okay. For which plant here? 1000 plant. Now it is selected here. Okay. So tax code. Previously it is not selected. We cannot change it. Okay. The 10% of tax I'm selecting it. So this is the price here. So I need to go to confirmation tab. Confirmation control is not active. No, okay, no problem. Click on save. So what is my PO number? My PO number is 4500017237. Right. So here go to Migo. So goods receipt here. So enter here. Item okay. Click on check. Store location PO I have not entered, so please enter the store location, Tripura, and then the post here. So once you post it, the material document is going to generate here. What is my material document number? 51001162 here. Please go and observe MRRL. Now this time 62. Next number only, right? So first we'll see in test run. Because the information it is possible. Okay, so you can see the reference document, everything here. Okay. Now if you come back, automatically the finance document will be created, and accounting documents also, invoice document also will be created. Simply remove the test run, then system automatically creates the document. Previously, yes. Now the finance document here we can create it here. See, the invoice is created by the system. Who is created the invoice? The invoice is created by the system, not by the user. So this invoice information will give to your vendor. So vendor paperwork will be reduced. If I see the finance document, so including tax code also, this much of I need to pay to the vendor. So this is about ERS. So ERS is the evaluated receipt settlement. Evaluated receipt settlement in MRRL. So vendors are accepted. Vendor company no need to prepare invoice. My SAP system is going to prepare the invoice here. One more small topic is there. Let I continue. Are any confusion? Yamuna, Yashasvi, Lakshmi, Rajesh Babu.
Continue.
No problem, right? No confusion. Lakshmi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can continue.
Okay. So next one is automatic purchase order. This is also a small topic. Don't worry. Automatic purchase order. In the transition code called ME29. Okay, sorry, ME59N. ME59. The respective transition code is ME59N. First of all, the automatic purchase order, the client wants to go with the automatic purchase order or not individually. The SAP has given the provision. The clients wants to use this provision, they can use. Otherwise, they can leave it here. But what is automatic purchase order? So in general, what happened in the plants? Some users they are going to create the purchase requisition, initial purchase document. Okay. So the same user is going to convert this purchase requisition to purchase order, or some other users, the separate users will be there. Always their duty. So they will create day-to-day POs here. So some users they will create only purchase requisitions here. Okay, this is the in general activity in the companies here. But actually in SAP the provision is given. Okay, so here suppose now already some purchase requisition number is there. The user no need to create manually. Okay, the system automatically creates the PO. But if you want to create by the system purchase or automatic, we should maintain some prerequisites. We should maintain some settings here. The prerequisites is there then. So what are the prerequisites here? The prerequisites are, first we need to select here. First we need to select auto PO indicator in material master here. the first prerequisite here. The second prerequisite, we need to select auto PO indicator in vendor master record. So in metal master purchasing, in metal master purchasing data, we need to select automatic PO indicator. In vendor master purchasing data also we need to select automatic PO indicator. And third one, so we need to create, sorry, so we need to create a purchase info record, the above metal vendor combination. So we need to prepare a purchase info record, the above metal vendor combination here. Okay, the above means both the metal vendor combination. You must create a purchase info record, metal and vendor master combination. The third prerequisite. And the fourth one, we need to maintain the source list here. Maintain the source. So these are all the four settings is done. You can perform the automatic purchase order. Means the user no need to create PO manually. The system automatically creates the purchase order. For that, let us go one by one. So in PO metal, so I'll create a new material. In that metal master, I will select automatic PO indicator, and also vendor master is there. And purchase info record also, I'll create a purchase info record. If all the four settings is there in the system, so user no need to prepare manually PO, automatically system will create in the ME59 transition code here. So generally in real time, I involved in for the project called for Hindustan Unilever Sri Lanka. Okay, so there actually in Colombo plant there are a number of pairs going to generate here because it is a very big plant, Colombo. So near to Colombo, they have some couple of plants is there. So every time so is a Hindustan Unilever. There are so many FMGC products will be there. So like tea powder and all they are going to create it. So actually the users always the confusion because a lot of PRC is there. So we made a background job for every 3 to or 4 hours. Okay. So what are the PRCs going to create? All these PRCs will be pull into one table. So from that, after some point of time, the user is observed, PO will be created by the system automatically. For that, we need to maintain all the settings here. Okay. So now let us see one by one. Okay. Let me maintain all the settings here. So I'll create one material in MM01. Okay, so enter the industry sector and enter the material type raw material. So go and selection this basic MMS, plant and store location. So this is actually some test material. Okay, so you enter your base measure, some PC and some material group. So what are the materials you are planning automatic PO? For all this material master purchasing data, you need to select automatic PO. This is the indicator we need to mention. So here clearly we need to understand what are the materials you are planning in this automatic PO. For all the materials automatic PO you need to select it, and again you need to click on continue. So enter the valuation class. So enter the moving price. Okay, so enter the moving price. So 1643 material is created here. 1643 material is created, and also vendor master also. I no need to create a vendor because already 1000 vendor is there. Example I will use. So in this actually I will remove this here. This is not required for me now. This step is for only automatic ERS concept. Automatic purchase is there or not, that is I need to observe here. Okay, it is there. So vendor master is also the second provision is also completed here. So what is the third one? Both metal vendor combination I need to create info record here. Okay, both metal vendor combination I need to create info record. Simply go to M11. So this material vendor combination I need to create an info record. Okay, so simply I know, so you know how to create info record. Enter some standard quantity, some price. Okay, so 100 euros. Enter. So create a purchase info record. So what is the fourth one? The sources need to be maintained for above material vendor combination for this 1643 material. So simply go to ME01. The fourth condition, this material in this plant. Okay. So here, what are the vendors or supplier? This already we discussed source list in previous classes. Okay. So enter the source list here. From which date to which date here? From this date to this date here. You can mention from which date to which date here. Okay. So now which vendors are running? So enter the vendor code and enter the purchasing organization. So as of now we maintain all the settings here. Let us run the scenario. But what we discussed, the purchase requisition need to be created by manually only. Only the PO will be created by the system, right? So I will create a purchase equation. You know, it is internal purchase document. So any user can able to create it. Go to ME51 and transition code. ME51. So enter the material code here. My material code is 1643. So enter the quantity, 100 quantity for which plant. So these are the details enough on which date. So all the details will be picked up by the system. Okay. So simply click on message during check. And also this is most important here. You go to source of supply tab here. Enter details. You must assign the source of supply. Here itself you need to assign it. Or else you need to go to ME56 or ME57. So there also you need to assign it. So this is also mandatory. Okay, because here itself you need to assign the source. That's what we maintain a info record and source list here. Okay. So because when you are creating PO, it has to go to the vendor, right? So here itself you need to assign the source of supply, and the system will pick the vendor here. So purchase equation is created. So what is my purchase equation number? 1001369 here. So copy the PO number 1001369. So copy the PO number. So with reference to this PO number. So okay. So go to ME59 transition code here. Okay. So enter the PO number here. So what is my purchase equation number here? So just scroll it here where into. This is actually ME59 transition code automatic creation of purchase order from the requisition here, right? So here I need to enter the purchase requisition number. So here I need to enter the purchase requisition. Transition code is, what is the transition code here? Automatic creation of the purchase order from the requisition here I need to enter. And simply once I enter the PR number, so I need to execute here. For this actually we can define background job also. Now we can observe the requisition successfully converted and purchase order is created by the system. Okay, actually this purchase order is not created by manually by user. The purchase order is created by the system here. So this is the purchase order number here, 4500172238. Now please go and see the details. So this is the material is created. The PO is created for 100. This is about all together today's session. Please practice MMF integration and all these three topics we need to practice. And we'll meet on Monday with any one big topic. Okay. Thank you all for joining the session. So please practice this weekend MMFI once again. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.